what to do in bed. Most of the time I can't figure out what's going on in their head. Sometimes they're crazy, other times lazy, they lack consistency. But they only have to do three things if they wanna get with me. Bend me over, do me like Rover. Come on, throw me a bone. If you promise those three things, then you can take me home. Bend me over, do me like Rover. Come on and throw me a bone. 'Cause those are the three things that really make me moan. It's not that hard, so please don't overthink it. Just close your eyes and put it where the stink is. Bend me over, do me like Rover. Come on and throw me a bone. If you promise those three things, then you can take me home. Bend me over, do me like Rover. Come on and throw me a bone. 'Cause those are the three things that really make me moan. You don't have to be gentle. I like it rough and hard. Don't worry if it's accidental. Doggy style is always on my dance card. The men of today are so naive of what to do in bed. Then they all seem so confused why get with another woman instead. Sometimes they're crazy, other times lazy. They lack consistency. But they only have to do three things if they wanna get with me. Bend me over, do me like Rover. Come on and throw me a bone. If you promise those three things, then you can take me home. Bend me over, do me like Rover. Come on and throw me a bone. 'Cause those are the three things that really make me moan. 'Cause those are the three things that really make me moan.
Dr. McNichols, I'm still working on the skin on the heel of my foot. It's still kind of dry and flaky and a little bit like hard. So I'm adding lotion like this. But it's not due to know you, Dr. McNichols. It's not due to be taken out of here by Medicaid. Because you don't come around the front door. You want me to go all the way to the offices or hospital. And if you want me to go out of here, you would take me in somebody else's driver, right? I don't work for the ambulance company. So, Dr. McNichols, I'm doing a small home cure here. Bend me over, do me like Rover, huh? So is this the kind of thing you want me to talk about with the psychiatrist? Because I'm at the point where I have to know if they are doing sexual positions before they go to work and start talking to me about my name and address. Well, I've had a lot of psychiatrists by now. 20 years of psychiatry. Well, I don't want my house. You're all in it. Not just the people in psychiatry, but everybody's in my house. Jesus formed you, and you're in my house. That's why I want you out of my house. But you don't leave. You don't know how to get out of my house. The psychiatry is not helping. They just want to know if I have a place to live while there's everybody who's not myself in my house and they all hate me. Do I have a place to live, for the time being? That's not really what psychiatry is for. Where are you going when you're discharged from here? Psychiatry is for and a schnauzer. I can't get this open on the camera. I'm going to have to open it without the camera seeing what I'm doing. Oh, I did get it. Okay, I got it. Okay. I am myself. And you people don't look like the order. So when you ask me a question, wait for an answer, and collect on the threatening that you're not myself is just not fair to you. Yeah, you don't actually look like the order that makes you in the threatening of who, what, when, where, why, and how. Because when you offend alive, when you go away with something from a higher order, and you take, well, there's none higher than me, so if you have something that's mine, but it's yours to yourself, and there's something wrong with you that you don't acknowledge that it's not yours, because you are yourself. You don't look exactly like your appearance to yourself in the mirror, and then you don't look exactly like what it is to be alive of who, what, when, where, why, and how, which is a motion of alive. That is something superior founder can alive, like you don't understand. The electricity has been turned off and on. You turn it on and off yourself. But you don't really know in mind what that is because you have money and keys that are not yours. You have illegal genitals for electricity. You make me ask myself, what do I think of myself after I'm not here anymore? Because I'm still me. Yeah, I'm me, but not allowed to be me around you for some reason. So, to compare myself with what I said about you, what would I say about myself? What is my position in alive? Because I am myself and I'm in alive, and I don't see myself in alive as myself to myself around you. And then I think, I don't know if alive is really lighting me up the way that I think I am to myself. Well, I killed my overlord. Yeah. So what does that mean that I'm still here? Because I need an overlord to create myself. Well, if I'm going to be in the formed world and I have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, I need an overlord if I'm not alone. What about you and your 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth? If you killed the creator of yourself and you're still holding something that belongs to me, like house keys, car keys, what if you just walk by me with some cash and then you're supposed to give it to me because I'm me? And then you go to jail. What if you just skip all that and you're still alive? You're completely killing the creation of yourself and you don't know it. Well, I'm aware of the way I killed the creation of myself, but I didn't expect that I would still be here because I need a creator of myself for that I'm not alone with my own 2 eyes, nose, and a mouth. Next, Mr. President Donald Trump. How much? Mr. President Trump. I have to say which Mr. President. Yeah, Mr. President Donald Trump. I saw you pictured smiling with behind the picture another image, but I guess it will be a video. I didn't play this video, I just saw it. So the cover to the video was a very large mansion. No, you don't say that. Palace. There we go. That's what it was. President Trump was smiling, and the palace was spacious. It was from the outside, though, but just assume inside, interior of the palace is spacious. So Mr. President is maybe some inches shorter. Yeah, I lost some of my height, and then I'm seeing that elsewheres. Mitch said he might have lost some of his height. Do we don't remember that? I don't remember. But it's possible Mitch is not the same full height as when I met him, which is not paid for because he's full height when I met him. I grew. He saw me grow, but he didn't grow. And then he was with Brian Figus, and maybe Brian Figus is not full height anymore. I think they both nodded in agreement that I'm not full height, that they know that with themselves. It's hard to get you to see something that's not yourself and that it's real for you. But I also think Mr. President Donald Trump is not full height anymore, not as tall as he was before. And he's being pictured with this palace on YouTube. I don't know. I'd say he's not there. It's him around the video of the palace. Like, what does it look like? Um, So he has some kind of a death on this palace because he already shrunk some of his height from being in the White House. And we don't know what else, because President Donald Trump has a dung genital, deceased the wrong way, and he's still alive after that. And that's what I'm telling you. I think I am still alive after some of the reporting of deceased, that I keep saying I'm deceased, and there are things that are deceased that are being disclosed, and I'm still alive after that. And I find it overwhelming. Why didn't I just die? Because I killed the creation of myself with so many leverages that fell apart. Why didn't I die yet? And I'm looking at Mr. President Trump, and he didn't die from his height. He didn't die from some inches of his height that he didn't hold in alive anymore. And the photography and videos from television, from the internet. So why is he still alive? But he still has the same name, and he looks like President Trump. He just looks a little shorter. So like maybe the hair is the same, his face is the same. That's him. He'll say, "I'm Mr. President Donald Trump." Okay, but what about his darn genital that alives himself being? Donald name D-O-N, and then D-O-N-G is the darn genital. So his first name starts with D-O-N, like darn. And he's, so he doesn't have the darn genital in alive, but he's still using the name Donald. What is going to happen? How is he going to die? I think we are putting everything out of alive. But wow, you're still threatening me that we have to be elated. Well, you won't give me anything that's mine to myself. Like, you don't have anything in the time. You're trying to tell me this is what you think about yourself and around myself. And I'm telling you, if you don't change your ways, you're not going to have any money on the other side of this. And I have been working it. I have been working my whole life for the end of it all so that I can still be myself at the end. And you are all in the decline of yourselves, what you think about yourself materially, your personality, the money you spent, what you said, all your words, what you heard, everything God did for you to create you, each and every one of you. And then what about your not holding alive all that time? When you're not holding alive is still there. You don't have that paid for. If alive is alive, you have to be there. If you see alive is alive, I'm on duty. Yeah. I sleep, but I am, you can see me when I'm sleeping, like physically, even though you're not allowed near me when I'm sleeping. And that's why. So if you have offended God as many ways as I have just described, that you don't hold alive and you don't have all of alive paid for. So you're giving me the bottom of the bankruptcy here. Yes, but you do crime. You do crime, you do things below, so you don't have to. This you need to be in jail and prison on those points. And you can always go to jail if there is one. You can't just say, I'm the kind of person that doesn't go to jail. I have a long history of that. I don't go to jail. You can't say that. The jail is still there and threatening you. Do you not have the kind of personality that would go in there? Thus, you need to be homeless and then trespass into a jail. What's your excuse? Because if you don't unwind your debt in a jail, that's really your body. You're trying to die in the public, and you're putting unfair pressure on myself, and you're not named that way. You are like public that way, and you're not named that way, but when you die, body is going to be dismantled. And then you consumed that I was elsewhere's under the weight of you not being in paying out restitution.
The men keep begging for me to strip bare, but I've got a surprise for them down there. It's a hairy situation, there ain't no doubt. Let me show you what I'm talking about, 'cause I don't shave my pubic hair. There's a jungle in my underwear. Some men don't like it, but I don't care, 'cause I don't shave my pubic hair. It's up to you, you can shave if you please, but I like my pubes down to my knees. The men dive in and disappear beneath. They're munching the carpet and flossing their teeth, 'cause I don't shave my pubic hair. I like it natural if you're unaware. Go down at your own risk if you dare, 'cause I don't shave my pubic hair. Some gals like to shave it clean, and some gals like it in between. They can do what they want, I won't start no trouble, but I'm also not getting any razor stubble, 'cause I don't shave my pubic hair. There's a jungle in my underwear. If you saw it now, you'd stop and stare, 'cause I don't shave my pubic hair. No, I don't shave my pubic hair.
Checking, savings, and credit card seamlessly in one place. The U.S. Bank's Smartly Sweep is key to growing your money.
Okay. There's another song after that, I guess. Another subject. I would like to mention Nicolas Pieri and give him full credit for that. He knows how to molest somebody who said, "I've never been hurt that way before." Yeah. But he knows how to molest somebody who said, "I've never been hurt that way before." And that's me needing to pull out one of these. But I don't have it ready for now because I just did the mental capacity that I have, which is right here on the phone. I don't have the mental capacity to shout and eat the food. So I need to eat because I'm hungry and thirsty. I need the sugar and I need the water. But I don't have the mental capacity anymore. Like, it's deceased at this point because I died in my bed again earlier, some hours ago. And I just don't have the mental capacity to eat this in front of you and shout that Nicolas Pieri was elated and no one knows who he is. Yeah, but he's elated in the year 1998, and no one knows who he is. and I don't have any mental capacity to eat that food, about the condoms or any kind of karma that the creator of that body was in, because he's not part of myself anymore. Something died out of myself because it was elated. And I didn't know that, because what I really think about is myself. What I said, and what I meant, my meaning, which means I have to talk to the creation of myself. But he was not myself, and he's not creating myself. He has his own genitals, and he did something against my genitals with his genitals, and he really meant that to do that to me. He really did intend to do that to me. And that's as far as I can go, because after that, I have to go into that I eat food and the body is a contaminated witness, and I'm getting a food supply from the god of Nicolas Pieri. I know, but don't you get a job and work? Because that's true, Nicolas Pieri. I know him from work, but I don't actually know why he is an abuser to myself. And I'm going too far into this, because I'm not going to shout about Nicolas Pieri the way he hurt myself. I'm not going to shout, and then I'm going to put food in my mouth that's paid for with the ultimatum: if I don't tell you that you're okay, I don't get anything to eat. Well, maybe the creation of myself knows that, but I am actually in the motion of that I am myself. And you can't just say, well, you don't have any food, so you don't have anything to eat. If you need food, you need food, you need something to eat. You can't be yourself with that you need things. If you need something, you don't need yourself. You either need something or you need yourself. You can't have both. You can't need something and need yourself. And that's what I mean. That's shouted. That's shouted, 15 years of shouted, and you think that I'm going to die. I am shouted that you're going to die. And you say, nah, I can take away anything that moves. If you need something, it doesn't matter that you're shouted. And you don't understand that God needs things is his motion. I am shouted is my motion, not yours. You heard it doesn't mean that I shouted because you can hear it. And you have lives that way. You have lives in public where you're alive with other people, and you don't understand that that's only so that you are in alive, but that is not the kind of alive that you are, and you tell people what your conditions are, because there are many people that alive yourself. It would be like if you had a penny and then you had a lot of pennies. Yeah. You could have a lot of pennies and you couldn't buy a Snickers bar with that. Well, you can't just be an enormous debt and then change the order of alive, because it's not really not getting through to your personality, what kind of a person you really are, when you're only alive with so many people and you're not alive by yourself alone. I alive myself, of course, I alive all of alive. But you don't know that through my whole lifetime, and I'm really not really getting through to you, because I'm trying to tell you that I don't have the food money paid for it. Well, you're still charging me food money, and what are you going to do with the huge debt that you are, that I'm deceased? I keep telling you I'm deceased. For 3 years I've been telling you I'm deceased, and you still think that I'm still here, I still need things, and you can cock on me like you're a loaded gun, with every word out of your mouth being no, and that your hands are all over everything that moves. You and all your buddies. You're like if the whole world was a mob, and then I'm me. You control everything. You control everything in public and everything that moves and everything that I need. But the reason everything is in public is because I need a few things. The rest of it, you're supposed to pay out, and you're in the debt that you're controlling it, that I don't have it. And there is food money on here, is what I am trying to tell you. There is food money on here, and you're still landlording in my head. If I don't pay out the food money, I'm going to cry. No, you're landlording in my head. If I want anything I need, I can cry. And that's shouted, and you said, I can't shout. I also can't shout. I can cry, but I can't shout. But I can't cry here. There's really nowhere to cry except that I have to cry myself right into a prison. Yes, you want me to cry myself into a prison where I can't get out, and I can cry there because I can't get out. Deceased the address for myself and cry. And that's what's wrong with you. You don't actually know that I'm none higher than he, deceased right here. You don't know that because I can lock my head up with a cry, and I can lock the whole body in a prison forever and deceased address and cry there all alone to myself. And you'll never know because that's me. That's my problem, right? Yes, but I'm none higher than he, deceased right here. Why do you need to tell me where I should go with myself? Who do you think is doing that? Why don't you stop yourself? You don't ever see that you're doing something in the commotion with other people, that you have to be wrong because you're not alone. Me, I don't speak because I am alone. It's deceased. You talk to me and then I can answer you, but it's really, I don't want to. I killed the creator of myself because you talk to me in my ears hearing, and I can't just be there for that reason. No, I just have to be deceased out of the formed world because you talk to me because I can hear you. Well, you're threatening me and I'm not yourself. I'm not doing the mix with that problem. But what about you? How you didn't stop, you didn't withdraw your objections to myself, you didn't say you're sorry to God, you didn't go to prison, and you didn't fight in prison over what's wrong with you and die.
You're so sweet, you're my kind of man. Got a body so fine, got me making big plans. But when you start talking about that backdoor play, I gotta stop you, hun, 'cause I'm scared to say it's too big to put in my ass. That thing's a monster, it's a definite pass. I love you, babe, but let's stick to the grass, 'cause it's just too big to put in my ass. You say, come on, honey, let's give it a whirl. But I'm looking at you like you're out of this world. That anaconda's got its own zip code. Ain't no way you're slithering up my back road. It's too big to put in my ass, like trying to park a truck in a compact class. I'm all for adventure, but I'll take a pass, 'cause it's just too big to put in my ass. Don't get me wrong, I like to explore, but this thing's not fitting in my back door. I don't believe a single word you say. It's a one-way street, not a five-lane highway. It's too big to put in my ass, like a gallon of whiskey into one shot glass. I love you, darling, but don't give me no sass, 'cause it's just too big to put in my ass. I love you, darling, but it's a real big pass, 'cause it's just too big to put in my ass. It's just too big to put in my ass. It's just too big to put in my